What's going on, y'all? This is your host of TARODCAST, Rob Rashawn, and this episode is a little bit different. I'm not going to play the intro music, probably not going to do the break stuff, because right now some news hit me that, I don't know, it just really makes me feel more numb. Right now, I am just done with 2020. So many things are happening in our world right now. So many things that don't make sense. So many things that are just going all the way wrong, going all the way left for people who look like me. And it's at a point where right now it's, shit's just hitting the fan and spraying everywhere, covering everything. And just being a person, being alive, being here in this moment, witnessing all this stuff that's happening around you. It's hard to just think of. It's hard to try and fathom. It's hard to understand. 2020 for me didn't start off the best. And it's certainly not ending or reaching its end in the best fashion either. I don't know. I just don't know right now. And man, it's this isn't just about Chadwick Boseman dying. May he rest in peace. Just thinking about the fact that he was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2016 and still put in the work for us. Still jumped on the big screen for us and gave us so much of himself in the midst of surgeries and chemo and all these things. And I remember seeing the picture of him where he looked paper thin. I remember there were people making jokes and making memes and all these things. And I remember looking at that picture and I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. I didn't feel the need to comment because I don't know his life. I don't know what's going on. I didn't know if this was for a role or I didn't know that he was battling with something or whatever. But I didn't say anything because it wasn't, I'm not trying to get internet famous. I'm not trying to get meme famous. I'm not trying to have something go viral. And he died today, August 28th. At 43 years old. The fact that so many people who look like me are dying. The fact that there are kids being stolen and trafficked. The fact that our women can't look at us as allies, us meaning black men as allies, because we have this bros before hoes mentality. And at any moment, if a woman feels like it is their right or their duty to really give themselves their own power back, we have a problem with it. Yet our women are the ones always on the front lines for us, diligently, tirelessly. You know, it takes me back to when I came out of religion and Christianity. I was talking with a friend of mine today who is also taking this loss very hard. The fact that there are certain people who are rotten to the core, but they get the opportunity to stay alive. How is that fair? You know, I don't know Chadwick Boseman personally, but I've seen a lot of his work, and what he gave us was incredible. Everybody was saying Wakanda forever when Black Panther came out. I don't know. It's, you know, I still wonder how people believe in God. That same friend I was talking about recommended that I watch Ill Mind of Hobson #7. And I watched it. It was very good. I actually watched another video that was just like this from another rapper talking about the struggles of faith. The struggle of trying to believe in something that you hope or that you have faith is real. And it's just like, when I think about how are we created, I don't deny that there is a divine being that orchestrated all of this, but it's just really hard to think that if this being was just, if this being actually cared about what's right and what's wrong. There's so many people out here who are currently living and breathing that do deserve to die because of their wrongdoings, because of their transgressions, because of what they've done to other people. But yet they live. And almost every week, it's like every week or every other week, we hear stories of people dying, people that did not deserve to die. One of the things I've been seeing lately on social media, and to be quite honest, I probably need to take a break from social media, but one of the things I've been seeing is the most recent story about the man who got shot in the back 7 times by police. Jacob Blake is his name, I believe. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, because right now I'm just numb, and I don't want to continue to feed myself anger. It's not going to do anything for me. And it's not because I don't care. It's just I'm tired. I am tired. But I remember hearing this story, and so many people are quick to point out that he's got felonies or misdemeanors or whatever. And I just hate that when it comes to people who look like me, whenever something happens to us, we as a country try to see if we can justify it by saying, oh, this person had a prior criminal record, or oh, this person is this, oh, this person is that. As if we are the righteous judges, as if we own the gavel to determine the value of human life. You know, sometimes I do agree that certain people just need to die. The most wicked, evil, vile, secretive people need to die. I believe that because they are the ones who are causing widespread hurt. They are the ones who are ruining lives. Those are the ones who are taking lives, changing lives for the worse. And they do it for selfish reasons. Those are the people that I feel don't deserve to live, but yet here they are, living, breathing, continuing in all of their deeds. And I wonder, where is this God that people speak of? So they're going to get their righteous judgment when they die. That's not fair. Because so many people have died before them who did not deserve to die. And yet, because of the finality of death, they no longer have a voice. And therefore, we have to be the voice for those people. I don't know. I see Breonna Taylor's name everywhere. I read her story and, I'm glad that so many people are continuing to say her name and petitioning to arrest the cops who shot Breonna Taylor, but I don't know. It's just our lives, the lives of people who look like me. They are not valued. I put myself in these positions sometimes. I remember there was a post that I made years ago, one where I was dressed in urban attire. And next to that, it was a collage. On the left side, I was dressed in urban attire. And then the right side, I was fitted in my graduation gown and hood and holding my diploma, my BA from college. And I realized that so many people will do everything that they can to discredit your humanity, regardless of if you were good or bad. This system in America is supposed to be designed to be fair. Even if someone has done things in their past, they have the right to a fair trial. It doesn't say that if someone has done something wrong in their past that you now have the right to be judge, jury, and executioner. It makes me wonder if I catch someone on a bad day. What if they take it out on me? It makes me wonder what people will say about me. If they'll ride for me. I hope that day never comes. Because I still want to be a father to my daughter. I still want to be a husband to my wife. I still want to be a friend to those who view me as a friend. I want to be all of these things. And with this climate right now, so many people who look like me are dying They are dying mercilessly because there are people out here who have decided upon themselves to be judge, jury, and executioner. It's a clash of beliefs. People who believe that they have a claim, that they have a stake on this stolen land, and that they have to protect the land that they stole. I will never understand that logic. Because for people like me and my ancestors before me, we didn't ask to be here. I am cultureless. I am cultureless because I am Black American. I know I've talked about this before, where we can still reach into this void and pull out things that are great, but it doesn't change the fact that it's going to be a void. And there are so many lives who become echoes now. So many names to remember. You know, I envy those who actually do have culture, who do have something to fall back to, something that was established long before their arrival, that has been embedded in the fabric of their DNA. I envy that. Because if I had something to fall back on, I would. Because religion isn't it. Religion isn't cultural. That was given to us. It's not ours. I would just fall back into that culture and just do everything I can to be oblivious to all of the hurt and pain. But that's not where I am. That's not the place where I stand. My whole existence was predicated on pain. The history of Black Americans is predicated on pain. Unfortunately, the pain that we've endured is what has inspired a lot of our creativity. Because in many instances, it doesn't come from anywhere else. And sometimes I just think about that and I hate that. Because we are a blank slate in this country. And our history is not being written by us. And when you think about that, you think about the people who believe that it is their duty to control us, to put us in our place, to wrangle us up like cattle. To execute us like we have no value. You know, I refuse to believe that I am still 3/5 of a human being. I don't want that type of label to permeate throughout my being. But there are people out here who will never see past that. They will never see past my humanity. And it doesn't matter who I am or what I say, because of the way that I look. I already have handicaps against my life. And I don't say this to make it seem like I'm putting myself in this role of being a victim, because I do everything in my power to not adopt that mindset to where it drives me and it drives my actions and it drives my attitude and it drives the way that I treat my wife and daughter. No, I believe that I am a full person, that I am a survivor. But it's hard. It is so hard. You know, I'm 21 minutes into this podcast and I didn't even apologize for not having a podcast last week. Y'all, I picked up a second job. Yep, picked up a second job. I'm doing DoorDash now. And it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just a little bit more tired though. There are some things that have fallen by the wayside. And I hope that those people that I have been in contact with before, who I haven't been in contact with now, can forgive me. But I've been tired. I know that there are varying degrees of tired. I know that tired is a relative term. But I'm just tired. And not simply tired because I'm working literally 2 jobs now. It's part of it, but my focus has truly been elsewhere, and that's something that I have to focus on. That's something that I have to come to terms with and get back on the right track as best I can. So if I've been working with you on something, or if I have something coming up with you in mind, please forgive me and allow me a little bit more time. The world right now is not a good place. I've said this before and I'll say it again, but let's just throw 2020 away. I don't like feeling numb. I don't like feeling like there is barely anything that I can do to make all of this just stop. It's just so much pain right now. So much pain. And I don't think that there is any type of miracle that could be spread out over this country that will take this pain away. It's going to take time. It's going to take healing. It's going to take people making a conscious effort to change their mindset. But when you look at who we have as president and who he is enabling and who he is empowering, I doubt that there's anybody who is even using logic, using critical thinking to see that everything that's happening right now, it's just absurd. Our country has become The Great American Reality Show. And we're all suffering because of it. We're all suffering because of it. You know, stimulus checks are great. Yeah, that money was needed. Waiting on the second one. But at the same time, our country should take care of us the same way that we take care of this country. The same way that we get up every day, go to a job that provides a service that helps to maintain an economy that needs us. The country should be able to provide for us in times of crisis. You can call it socialism. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about politics. I don't care about if you're left-leaning or right-leaning. What I've learned, especially being a black man, is that if you lean to the right, the way that you look at me is based on preconceived notions. And if you lean to the left, the way that you look at me is based on the fact that you feel sorry for me. And I don't want either. I just want to be treated like a human. A human being. That's what I am. And so when I think about this country, I think about even some of the friends that I have who are in the military, who serve this country, who are about to be deployed for whatever fucking reason. And it's like, why? Why? There's plenty of things to take care of here. And yet we're still shipping people overseas. Why? There are so many problems out here, just in this country alone, that need to be addressed. And yet we have so much incompetence running this country. It's laughable. COVID-19, it's still out here. At my job, there's an associate that battled with COVID-19, and fortunately, she survived it. I'm thankful she did. I think about the people who didn't. And the fact that this country has slow played its action plan on getting a handle on this virus. Yeah, I still wear my mask. If I'm not in reach of soap and water, I have my sanitizer close by, social distancing, all of it. But the fact that this country, this country's leader is a buffoon. It's, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just numb to it. It's like very little can surprise me anymore. And I don't want anything to surprise me. I don't. Unless it's something that's going to be for the greater good of everyone. Something that's going to be positive for everyone. Like a lightning bolt comes down and strikes down every wrongdoer, every person who has taken a life for selfish reasons, every person who has abducted a child. I'll be surprised by that. But there's so much out here that when it happens, I can't even look at it. I can't. And I'm a highly emotional man. And I take that knowledge of myself with all seriousness, because it's how I connect with others. It's how I give them the peace of knowing that they don't have to have an emotional barrier when it comes to me. But right now, I don't have the capacity to think about all of the stuff that has happened in 2020 alone. But I know enough to where I just want to be done with it. I just want to be done with this year. You know, aside from changing my profile picture on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that, because, you know, you got to do that whenever you take a new picture, I cut my hair. For those listeners who don't know, I had locks. I had them for 2 years, and I cut them. I'm starting the keto diet. I've actually been on it for a couple days now, and I cut my hair to signify that change, to signify that marking of a new beginning. And I also just wanted to try and heal my scalp and make peace with my scalp, but I'm still trying to figure that out. You know, there's a lot of figuring out going on right now. A lot of introspection, as we like to say here on TARODCAST. And right now, the only thing I can figure out about myself is that right here, right now, I am numb. I don't know what to say. I mean, I really hope that my next episode is more cheery and it has all the music and, you know, I have guests and all that. And I'm still trying to get those items lined out, but there are just some things on my heart. Some things on my heart that I really have to just address. There are some things I have to figure out and come to terms with. I realize there are some things that I can't fix as much as I want to. There are some people that I can't unhurt that I want to so bad. And then just being surrounded by hurt and pain and agony and anguish and death. It's just hard. It's like, how much emotion do you give when you've already given so much? You know, sometimes you don't realize how much you really care, but at some point it's like you have to get to a point where as much as you care, you have to reel it in, because you will emotionally drain yourself dry. Like Sahara Desert dry. And I'm not trying to be out here looking like I'm just dry. I don't want that. I just hate that our lives are regarded with such a throwaway disdain. Even reading about that Rittenhour kid who shot 3 people, killed 2, injured 1. The fact that our riots are the language of the unheard, and yet when it comes to Black Lives Matter, there is a Blue Lives Matter. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I didn't choose to be black. I am black. You can choose to be a police officer. I can't choose to be black. I'm not Uncle fucking Ruckus. I don't have revitiligo. The skin I'm in is the skin I'm in. But to know that people just don't like black people, you know, it's really not surprising. It's really not, because racism is not something that just disappears and reappears every now and then. It's ingrained in people's souls. And I feel like if you're racist and you have no regard for human life outside of people who look like you, I don't think you need to be here. I don't think you need to be on this side of the earth. Because people like me, I just want to love and be as positive an influence as I can be, despite any and all of my mistakes, despite any of my shortcomings, despite the fact that there are certain things that I don't have knowledge of. I want to be the best person I can possibly be and share that positivity with others. But yet there are people out here who take pride in actively hating other people enough to want to kill them without batting an eye. I don't fucking get you. But you know what? It's not for me to get. It's not. It's not for me to understand. Because when I think about people who look like me, we will always be looked at as animals, whether we are armed or unarmed. And you know what? Maybe I should take some confidence in that. Because even unarmed, we are a huger, a bigger, a more destructive threat than somebody who doesn't look like us, who is armed. Maybe that's natural selection. I don't know. This episode is unscripted. I don't have any notes for this. I know I've done unscripted episodes before, but this is the first episode that has been done like this. But it's funny. I feel like people who look like me, and take this with a grain of salt if you want, But people who look like me are some of the strongest people ever on this planet. And the fact that people know that and they don't want us to realize that is why we die at their hands. I remember seeing this poster of a lady during a protest, and the poster said, and she was a black woman, and the poster said, "Be happy, we only want equality, and we don't want revenge." And that resonated in me. It did. I'm not a person who wants vengeance. I just want to be looked at as a whole, a complete individual with innate rights because I am human. That's all I want. I want to be able to use all of the tools and the knowledge that I've gained to have a fair shot at the things that I want to do. That's what I want. I want to be able to raise my daughter in a way where she never has to experience any child choosing to stay away from her or not interact with her or say bad things about her because she is a fully black child. I just want to be able to be looked at as human. And right now, I am numb. I am numb. I can't cry. I can try to laugh. But at the end of it all, I'm numb. I'm fine, but I'm numb. That's where I am right now. I'll do everything I can to make the next episode much more brighter and, you know, the standard that you all are used to when it comes to the TARODCAST podcast. But I don't know. I just had to sit down and just do this because I didn't want to be fake with y'all. I didn't. And so if you've listened thus far to my ramblings, I appreciate it. Right now it's 1:12 in the morning and I'm about to go to sleep. But I wanted to speak to y'all. I wanted to talk to y'all because I know it's been a week. But I appreciate y'all listening. You know, I still want you to make every effort to find and keep your peace. I want you to believe in yourself, trust in yourself, love who you are, be more introspective. I want all of that. And I truly want that. My heart wants that. And so this episode is not this me giving up on people. But right now I'm just numb. I still want all of you, and including myself, to do everything that we can to maintain our sense of peace because it's so desperately needed. I love y'all. I hope that you love me too. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. All the normal stuff that I talk about is going to be in the episode notes. So if you're listening to this, if you want to get extra details on all the extra stuff, go to the episode notes. I'll have it all there. But, yeah. Right now, I'm just numb. And I'm ready to throw 2020 away. So, yeah. If I didn't say it before, and I probably did, I love y'all. And I'll talk to y'all next time.